Hello everyone, and welcome to Top250. This is a show, a little podcast movie review show that me and my friend Joe here are going to record. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to watch the 250 best films ever made and review them. We're going to do this like on a week by week basis. We haven't quite discussed this yet because 250 films, if we did one a week, that's 5 years
of our lives committed
I'll
to this
be
project.
28 by the time we finish.
God, by the time we finally get to The
So
Godfather.
I think by the time we finally get to The Godfather, which I've already seen, but I might not
maybe we
watch
can skip
for
some.
5 years. Skip some, yeah, fuck it, seen that one. But if we do two a week, that
would
2.5 years.
Exactly.
So we'll see what we do. We'll see how it works. We'll try and get it down to a natural
an amount that
flow.
someone would actually want to watch.
It's 10 videos in a week. Obviously the first episode is going to be a little bit rough and tumble, a little bit scratch.
By the end, though,
I can
it's
already
gonna be
see
so
I'm
smooth.
going off camera already. But we're sitting
try
we've got quite big seats here, and come on, budge
It's a
up.
comfy room.
And cheers, man. But yeah, we're just gonna do the list. But that's what we could do.
Do you want to talk about the list?
Let's talk
and
about the
where
list.
that
That's
has
quite
come
important.
from?
We were originally
You know
going
more
to
about
do
the list than I do. So.
we were originally going to do the IMDb top 250 list, which is fairly synonymous, I suppose. Lots of people kind of, I say lots of people, our friends kind of talk about it.
You know
a fair
about it.
bit.
It's a thing.
Yeah, and you go, oh, that's on the top 250 or whatever. They kind of know. You kind of know what they mean.
Yeah.
And people talk about their personal. I don't know if anyone talks about their personal 250s because that's a fucking lot of films.
To like just know.
Maybe their top 50s, top 10s, top 20s, that sort of thing. I refer to my top 20 a lot because I was talking about this with my dad earlier, actually, when I was telling him about this.
Okay.
He was saying, why don't you just make your own? And I was like, make my own list of 250 films. I don't think I can even name 250 films.
No.
But no, sure enough, I probably could. But the issue is then putting it in an order. Like, I don't really have like an order. I have I have a very
that's
firm
interesting.
top 8.
Really?
After that, it's
Wow.
fucking
I'm not sure I
nice.
even have that.
And then it goes into. I realise I say a lot. That's in my top 20.
But there's way more than 20.
Way more. I say that to about 100 films, and then also
I'd probably be the same.
I also kind of go top 20, maybe top 25. So
Yeah.
my ratings are that's in my top 8 favourite films, that's in my top 20, and that's in my top 25. Other than that,
And there's about 100 films in those categories.
I mean, who knows? But
if someone asked me to make a list, my biggest problem is I'd make a list and then
there'd be no...
a day later you like look at some movies and be like, oh, that should have been
Shit,
in there.
no,
that should have been
that's
there. That
it.
should have been there. There's
Yeah,
so many films
yeah.
you just forget
Yeah.
when you put on the spot.
But maybe we should get into that straight away. Was I going to talk about something? I was going to talk about the list.
About the IMDb one. And
Yes.
why we're not using that one.
Yeah, because it fluctuates too much and it changes all the time.
Yeah.
Like even when I checked it on the bus earlier and the 250th film was something else. And then and now it's something else. I said that wrong, didn't I? It was what's the one? La
Dolce Vita.
La Dolce Vita.
You said to me earlier.
And now it's the other one. it's
Someone
another
else.
film. Basically, it just changes too much. And the thing is, with this, we'd have to probably like freeze the list anyway. We'd have to take like a
And
day.
I guess if it takes 5 years, then...
Yeah, it would take it. Oh, sorry, I keep looking at myself. I should probably not do that.
Yeah, and that little screen there.
That is a bit distracting, isn't it? Anyway, we'll get over this stuff.
Yeah,
and
we'll
we'll
become
get over how
professionals. We're not
great we
professionals
are.
yet.
give
We'll
it
become
5
professionals.
years.
Give it 5 years.
But yeah, the thing with the IMDb list is it changes too frequently. And we would have to stop it and just say, okay, of November 2015's 250 list, and we'd do that for ages.
Yeah.
But we've got a solid list here. It's from Reddit, where I spend most of my life, and it's from the R Movies subreddit. And someone compiled a list, one of the users there.
Sort of
Maybe I should credit them.
lists.
Maybe I should credit them. Let's credit them.
Scrolling up.
Wait, scroll up. We're at the bottom of the list. The user... stop reading my username.
Okay.
What a great
All one
username.
word,
All
yeah.
one word. He made a list on our movies 3 months ago. So 3 months from November is, of course, August? August. We'll say August.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
August
sorry,
2015, a list was made. And he actually did the 1001 greatest movies of all time. and he had an algorithm or something, and he got it from all over Metacritic and IMDb and Empire, and
you can
so
see
it's
a
kind
list
of
of the lists.
It's kind of an ultimate Metacritic thing. We'll link it in the description of all the videos so you can see what's
coming
next.
up.
Yeah, see what's number one. And I don't know. Should we tell? Well, they can go and they can see that The Godfather is number one.
Yeah.
Seven Samurai is number two.
Spoiler alert.
It's yeah. So in 5 years' time. So we're working from the bottom as well,
Which is interesting because I think the closer you get to the bottom, the more there's going to be ones you just haven't heard of.
Yeah, well, I kind of like that. It's going to be like we're coming from. I don't want to say the worst, but like we're going to see The Godfather having seen everything else, and it's going to be kind of an interesting thing. And then we're going to be. Because we're going to be kind of reviewing. I say review, that might be a little bit too grandiose for what we'll be doing.
Commenting.
I think
it's like saying,
yeah.
Hundreds of critics have agreed these are the best films ever, but now we get our say.
Yeah. Two drunk guys talk about some of the best films ever made is what this show will be.
Yeah.
And so that's the list. We'll link to it. It's on Reddit. The first episode, which may be this video, it might be the next one. Is going to be Nosferatu by F.W. Murnau, of course. I think he was a German guy. 1922. Classic. It's like a Dracula thing, silent movie.
Based on Dracula,
I haven't...
isn't it?
Yeah. It's Bram Stoker. I think it's based on Bram Stoker's stuff. I haven't seen it. Have you ever seen it? No.
Never seen it.
We were discussing it earlier.
It's a good first film to do.
Yeah. We've seen some iconic shots and stuff, but we haven't...
Yeah, I think most people will be aware of the sort of
the
iconic
creep
shot.
when he's creeping through
one,
the creeping one. Right, we'll look out for that one. And but this list also strikes me as quite good because we've got Nosferatu, and I'm going to spoil the next few episodes. I hope you don't mind. Well, they've got the list. They've got the list. We've got then we've got Before Midnight, which film I haven't even heard of.
I've seen that, and I'm a big fan of that. So.
Right, good, because
But that's actually the third in a trilogy, so it'll be interesting to watch that.
Now this is something as well. There was lots of rules.
We haven't even thought about this.
I have. Well, hey,
okay. He has.
This is a lot of time on the bus thinking about this.
Okay.
And because there was kind of the freezing the list thing, and if there's something that's in a trilogy, say like Terminator 2. I could just see the Terminator there, you see. So I just thought Terminator 2. But again, maybe that's not applicable, because have you seen the Terminator, haven't you? Yeah, maybe that's not a good example. Say we hadn't seen the first Terminator, and Terminator 2 was on the list. We'd watch the first one, then the second, so we can enjoy the second. And if the first one is higher on the list, we'd watch it again. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
I'm kind of putting this through you because you have to abide by it.
I'm understanding it. Yeah.
Because basically, watching a film that's the third in a series or second in a series without seeing the first is going to drastically impede your enjoyment of it. So we want to see these films in the best light that we can, and that's kind of it. Also, films we've seen before. Of course, we'll be watching again. I don't know why I brought that one up. Because we've seen The Godfather, but we'll be watching that again. But yeah, films that have sequels films that are sequels, we'll watch the first one of. How to Drain Your Dragon. How to Drain Your Dragons.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. That's a great film.
That is
I
an
only saw
excellent
that
film. I love that film.
Oh, Night of the Living Dead. Sorry.
There's some excellent films in the bottom 20 and the top 250. It's just on the screen in front of us.
These first few episodes are going to be great. Lewis Burnell has two films right next to each other. The Exterminator. I've totally fucked that up.
He's got a squiggly thing over the end, so I don't know what that means.
Los Olvidados.
How do you say that?
And The Exterminating Angel. That's pretty good. Anyway, let's talk a bit about ourselves.
Okay.
So, films-wise, not just in general.
I thought it was an interview there.
Yeah, so tell me about yourself, Joe. Why do you think you'd be good on this movie podcast?
Well, I once did a film studies module.
What?
So
you did what? I've got
during a maths degree, how to get through a maths degree, do a film studies module in your final year and get 20% of the credit in your last year.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
I did an A level in film studies.
Oh, okay.
Got a D.
That's probably about
got a D or a C. I can't remember.
It's a passing grade.
Passing grade. I got into
passable
university.
Film analysis.
I got into university for computer science, which is not so related. But I watched a lot of films.
So we really are geeks, clearly.
Yeah.
We're setting that up.
Nerdy guys, maths, computer science,
Wow.
movies in general.
Do you want to switch off right now?
don't
Give you a
tell
chance
them
to
that.
get out while you still can.
Don't tell them that. Let's just we'll go with you. We'll go with you first.
Okay.
What's your favourite film, Joe? I already know what it is, but why don't you tell us again why Beautiful Sunshine of a Spotless Mind is your favourite?
Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Eternal.
That's the full title.
right.
Why is that my favourite film?
Not why. Well, yeah, why, but not in so many words.
Well, it's going to be on I've already seen it. It's up further than this. We will obviously get to do a proper review. Maybe in 3 years. By which time it won't be my favourite
Gonna be dead. Gonna be dead by then.
It's a film that just as sort of consistently I've always enjoyed, and I've been watching. It's been either my favourite film or one of my favourite films for a good 5 or 6 years now. And if it's in that top list for that long and you've seen it that many times again, you have to think like, I don't want to really go into the plot. I just think it's a really beautifully shot film. It's beautifully acted. In terms of filmmaking, I think it's really quite original, and it's one. What I really liked about it is the first time I saw it, I didn't like it that much, which sounds weird, but I watched it again just a couple of months later, and weirdly seeing it a second time round, just all these things I hadn't noticed the first time round, I suddenly did, and it just completely bolstered how much I enjoyed the film.
That's always great when that happens with a film.
I think that's when a film really becomes a favourite.
Yeah.
It's rarely the first time you see it. It's when you watch it the second time and you're like, I already know what's going to happen and I'm still enjoying it. That's a good sign.
I've got all my top 8.
Okay, do you want
that? Well, no, do you want to go more? Do you want to do... Have you got any more?
I could do just like,
just throw a few out there.
Some top hits. I love Let the Right One In, which is also a vampire film, which might be linked to this.
The recent one?
It is recent, but not the remake, which I think was called something else, was an American remake. But the original one, which I believe was a Swedish film. I think it's Swedish.
It's the Swedish version.
2008, I think it was. Right. It might be in this list. I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's excellent.
Yeah.
The Star Wars films are so obvious, but I love them. They're just like, I grew up with those films. You weren't... Don't even pretend. Don't even pretend. What else? What else? I love Edgar Wright. Which again is such a cliche. I'm just listing off cliche white guy movies, but it's true. They're great. They're great films. They're great.
Those are great. I think it's like Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. Such a great it's up there. Top 20.
It's interesting. I want to know which ones of these are going to be on this list.
That's interesting. We've got a few here. We could look through. I just fucking saw it. No. Didn't. I saw it. I was looking for it, so I saw it. I think you can see Dawn of the Dead's on there. I see,
just scrolling on this list, I'm seeing lots of other films
really
which I list as like my favourites. Like I love Amelie, that's a great film.
Oh yeah, that's in there. No Country for Old Men, what a great
That's a great film.
Fight Club's fairly far down there. Lots of people put that really high up.
So some
Princess Mononoke, what a great film. So I'll go on my top 8.
This whole list is going to be us. That's a great film.
Why are we talking about 5 years? Let's do it. That's great. Haven't seen it. Great. Haven't seen it.
One video. 25 minutes.
Try not to jog the table. What are you doing?
Sorry, I got overexcited.
Yeah, just can't believe it. Right, top 8.
Okay, you go now.
Star Wars, the original films.
You counting that as one entry? Or?
Yes. Fuck no. No. That is part of the 8. That's why it's 8. Otherwise, it would be 4, as you will see. Star Wars, the original trilogy. We are still pre-Force Awakens. Fuck, people are going to watch this when the Force Awakens is out and people are going to
watch this.
I'm going to watch. Yeah, all right. I'm going to watch this after the Force Awakens has been out, and that's probably going to make it a top 9, I reckon.
Wow, you're very optimistic. I'm optimistic too, but
that's going to be
not putting my words to it yet.
But yeah, Empire is probably my favourite film ever. Yeah. And then
I guess definitely your favourite out of the 3.
Yeah, I had to think about it. For a while, Jedi was.
Yeah, me too.
But
I'd say the same.
I don't know, there's kind of peaks and troughs in that. Yeah. Well, not troughs. Peaks and lower peaks in that one. Whereas Empire's kind of more of a consistent peak, I'd say.
I think when I was younger, the amount of closure you get in Jedi just makes it such a rewarding film
and it's kind of a happier
film. Now that
film
I'm older, I probably enjoy...
Older and colder as a person. Yes, everything's fucked up. Yeah.
Of Empire.
Yeah.
Which so many films have copied since. Which I'm sure we'll get into that
a pretty
in at least one of these ones film, at some point.
But second or fourth on the list is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Sorry, I'm slurring my words already, and we're however many minutes. I know, it's just fucking gone. But Lord of the Rings, brilliant. Again, quantifying that's a bit difficult. I was thinking about this again on the bus. Two Towers would probably be top for me of those. Because, again, peaks
I'm trying to think.
Fairly consistent in that film.
Yeah.
But, again, I'm not trying to be kind of edgy and gritty and, the dark middle chapter. But it's truly got some of the best films in... It's truly got some of the best scenes in all the films. And best parts, I suppose you could say, acts.
Yeah, okay.
Helm's Deep, and it's just the way it starts, and just kind of everything. I mean, Gollum is a bit annoying. Lord of the Rings are like, again, as I say, some of my favourite films ever. But the Gollum bits, I don't know, they're kind of annoying.
Really?
Frodo as a character.
Frodo gets on my nerves.
Yeah, he's quite an annoying character. I mean, reading the books, he's great in the books as a character. He's a great protagonist. Because he's like 50 or something, and he's quite a mature character.
Oh, okay.
And
that's very different.
It's yeah. In the films, he's like this kind of whiny 20-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know however old
he's meant to be.
Flipping. What's the guy who played him? Elijah Wood. Just totally drew a blank there. I don't know how old Elijah Wood was at the time. I think he was about 30.
He must be pretty young because he's not that old.
Oh yeah,
now.
that's a good point. Like, yeah, because they're like 10 years
doing stuff.
They're like 15 years old. Those films.
Oh god.
Fucking what?
Don't do that. When did that happen?
That's weird.
Jesus.
That is weird. Anyway, yeah, Two Towers is probably my favourite there. Then it would probably go Fellowship and Return again. I kind of go like 2, 1, 3 in Star Wars as well. Although Return of the Jedi shit. We'll get into that when we get to those films in like 5 years. And then after that, so Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You know this more than anyone.
Yeah.
Blade Runner is just absolutely top.
To be fair to say,
I love that so
a theme of sci-fi or fantasy coming up in your top 8 so far.
But I don't know. Just name something about a film. Name an aspect of a film. Writing perfect in Blade Runner. Name another. Acting perfect in Blade Runner.
Cinematography
perfect. That especially.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Just
with
the
that.
look of that film. Take a screenshot at any point. And that's kind of my thing for Blade Runner. Is like, if I don't know, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings kind of don't deserve to be there almost. I kind of say they like transcend the list and they're not even on the list anymore.
Yeah, you could argue as films, people could still
Blade Runner as a singular piece of cinematic art, or just art in general.
No,
I just love it so much and think about it all the time.
How do you, this is going on a bit of a tangent, how do you feel about there is a sequel that is being
that's some juicy goss.
How sequely it's going to be. They haven't really been very forthcoming with details.
The funny thing about this is now we're like making a time capsule almost with this video. So this is speculation from November 2015.
That's a good point. Yeah.
When Blade Runner 2 was kind of rumoured and flipping Ryan Gosling said he was in it or something. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. That was a more recent
That's
one.
interesting.
Ryan Gosling said he was in it.
I think he'd be a good choice.
Yeah, because he's a robot. That man is like fucking Drive specifically. Drive is already Blade Runner 2.
Yeah, he's pretty much a robot in Drive.
But then he fucking flies off out. That's an amazing film as well. That's in my top 20. Fucking hell.
I'd be surprised if it's not.
Drive's an amazing film. I just saw my number 8 pick there. And my Blade Runner was there as well. Oh, shit,
I'm just distracting you by doing a bit of list scrolling whilst,
so Blade Runner 2, I don't know, man. Like, it could be good, it could be great, it could be not. I just have no idea. It could be, like, fucking who knows.
I'm, in general,
such an unknown...
I'm quite a cynical person, you'll find, about these things.
I'm tentative.
But I'm harbouring a hope that it will be as good as people want it to be. I mean, it's Ridley Scott again. At least it's not been just the rights have been bought by someone to make money like that. Arguably, it's him, but he's made some weird films in the last few years.
The thing about Blade Runner is it was kind of the time. And it was such a tortured production, and kind of the way it came out was so weird, and it was kind of a small thing that then kind of got a cult audience during the 90s because of the director's cut, and then got an even kind of bigger audience with the final cut a few years ago. I said a few years ago, 8 years ago, 2007. And the final cut is the best version of the film, by the way. I'll just put that out there. Sorry. Director's cut also good. Final cut is the best version.
I'm a big fan, but I have to admit I'm not a big enough fan to know the exact differences of those 3 cuts you've just mentioned.
The European theatrical cut from 1982. No, it's a good one. The worst version of the film being the original US release, funnily enough.
Which might be why it wasn't that popular.
Yeah, that's the strange thing, because the production company thought it was too confusing, so they had to have a voiceover done by Harrison Ford himself, and it's kind of a bit... I don't know if you've ever heard any of it. It's not great, and it's kind of been brought up to him, and he sort of said he just kind of... I think he was giving direction. I can't. Don't quote me on this. But he was kind of given direction, and he just kind of did as he was told. Basically, like he was told to play it that way, and he played it a bit of a weird way. Okay. The voiceover, I mean, not the character. Yeah. So then, the whole film has this voiceover, and then there's a happy ending as well, which I won't spoil what the actual ending is for those few who haven't seen the film.
If you're watching this list, you've never seen Blade Runner, you're probably going to do that first. Pause. Go watch that. Come back.
Don't finish this. Then watch Blade Runner. Make a note. Or watch our video on it now. Annotation on the screen. It's going to be in like 3 years' time. So sorry, Blade Runner. I ranted about that a bit. We should probably wait until 3 years when we should actually talk about that film.
Yeah.
And then
let's just cut stuff from now.
Yeah. We'll put that in the video. So look forward to this conversation again in a few years' time. You wait. A few years' time, I will hate Blade Runner. I will have watched it like 20 more times. I'll be like, fucking that film. What is that ending all about? In the rain? Shit.
In 3 years' time, this will be so popular. It's going to be broadcast at 7 o'clock on BBC Two.
Come on.
That's what I'm going to say.
In the morning, or...
No, in the morning. No, prime time in the evening. Obviously, it's so popular to wake up early.
Good morning, Britain. And now 2 drunk men discuss films. Right, Blade Runner. Right, fucking oh my god, the Blade Runner podcast. Number 8. Let's get there first, shall we?
Oh, Jesus.
So these are basically my 8 cemented films. Okay. The reason I'm kind of going on about this is because these are the films I know quantifiably how much I like, if that makes any sense. Right. As we discussed earlier, everything else is kind of in my top 20, whatever the fuck that means. My top 20 200 films or whatever it is. Memento, basically. Let's get that out there. Yeah. Fucking love that film
I think I've seen it once, maybe twice. I need to definitely rewatch.
Yes, that film gets better every time you watch it, to a point. I think I've kind of got to the point where watching it on my own now is kind of like, yeah, I get it. Watching it with new people, though, never gets old. Watching that film with new people,
really?
And you just kind of, you watch it like this, and then there's a certain point in the film where their head just explodes. I love watching it when people go, the fuck is... What? So
I'm really bad at watching films I love with other people who've never seen them before.
Right.
Because I'm just a bastard. I just get annoyed if they're not enjoying it enough.
Well, there's that.
If I see them checking their phone in a key scene, I'm like,
the worst.
This is the scene where you find the most exciting thing.
You're not allowed to touch your phone when you're watching. Yeah. Well, a film like that, I don't know.
I feel like
some films you can kind of zone out. It's probably the wrong word, but I kind of get what's going on, but. It depends how much you're into it. If it's for instance, if I watch Star Wars now, I kind of can just flick around on my phone and fuck about a bit. I mean, because I know it so well.
Yeah, you must be able to probably quote.
But films I haven't seen, I do have a thing about kind of preserving the act of watching it. That sounds so fucking pretentious and awful. I didn't mean it to sound like that.
I know what you mean, though. I agree with you, if that makes you feel any better about it.
Okay, yeah. You kind of get what I was trying to say, at least.
Yeah.
That's my top 8. And then above that, I've got so many films. I've got 200 that are in my top 20.
Okay.
And even just looking at this list,
You're
there's
already adding
so
ones,
many.
Yeah.
So many. Rear Window. That's a good film.
Amazing film. Probably my favourite Hitchcock film, that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or maybe Vertigo, because I see that's a couple of
yeah.
spaces under it on this list,
Yeah,
actually.
shit,
But I love
Vertigo's
Vertigo.
good. Psycho, never actually seen Psycho.
Really?
Never actually
Well,
seen it.
interesting
I've
enough,
seen
on this list,
key scenes.
it's lower than
25th.
Rear Window and Vertigo.
Oh, Rashomon, I love Pokemon. Which one's that one? Oh! Oh!
This is going to anger proper film critics, this podcast.
Some more witty humour like that coming your way. Chinatown, I've heard of that. Fucking hell, we should stop looking at this list.
Yeah, we're spoiling it for ourselves.
Spoil it. Well,
all these better films we don't get to watch today. Now we're going to watch fucking 250. Jesus.
Okay, well,
Method acting.
Method. That's him reading the script.
Why do you need to read the script? It's a silent film. Idiot.
Well, you know, go here,
It's
walk
that weird
here.
language again. Wingdings.